Hey, welcome to this screencast. My name is Mike Kim, and today I'm going to show you how to make your MailChimp emails look a little bit easier. Okay, not going to be as hard as you think. So let's get started here. I'm going to pull up my Google Chrome here. I've got my MailChimp account open. So if you got MailChimp set up, whether it's free or paid, this will work either way. So I'm going to just go to Campaign. I'm going to click Create a Campaign. I'm just going to start from their default settings. So I'm going to pick regular old campaign here. And I'm just going to pick a mailing list. So you should have all that set up and click Setup. And it will ask me to name my campaign. So let's just call it Campaign 1. Okay, and my email subject is, you should read my email. Okay, that's not a great subject line, but you get the point. All right, so all this is installed here. And you can see this personalize the to field. Okay, what that basically does is that when you can see here, when you send it includes the recipient's name in the message using a merge tag to avoid spam filters. We don't need to get into this too much, but this merge tag thing is something I want you to pay attention to later. So I'll get back to this in a moment, but you'll see this. Just remember this, okay? This star, vertical line, F name, all that sort of stuff. I'll come back to it in a moment. All right, so let's go next here to the template tab at the bottom, okay? And when you're starting brand new in MailChimp, I usually recommend that you go with either the one column drag and drop or one of these sidebar ones, left sidebar or right sidebar. Right sidebar suits my fancy, so I'm just going to select that one because that'll give us some options to work with. And you can see here it pulls up the default layout for this particular right sidebar template. So you've got all these different areas within the body of the templates. Okay, you can mouse over them and change any of these as you wish. And what I'm going to recommend you do is go for the less is more feel. Just go simple. Okay, you don't need all these bells and whistles. Here's why. When you put all that extra stuff in your email and someone receives it, what's it scream? Marketing, right? So here's a big email blast newsletter, something that I'm not really going to want to read. So what I do is I try to make my emails really clean and simple. Now, the first thing I usually get rid of is this top box here. Okay, now let me unmouse over it so you can see what it actually says. It says, use this area to offer a short preview of your email's content. What I see a lot of people do, it's a rookie mistake, they don't get rid of this box. So what happens is when they send out an email, you know how when you get your emails in your inbox, okay, it has that little short teaser of what's in the body. And then it says this, use this area to offer a short preview of your email's content because nobody's ever changed it. So I don't really like using it. I get rid of it. I'll click this little trash can here, delete the block. Are you sure? Yes. Boom. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I've got just these main blocks here, the top image, the body, little thing on the sidebar here, and the footer. Okay, so let's start with the body of the email because this is where you're going to spend most of your time doing your editing, formatting. So let's just click it. I just clicked on that and it pulls it up here on the side. And you can see here MailChimp has given us all these different styles, right? Now, if you want to expand the toolbox list, you just click this extra tools down arrow and you'll see all the font stuff, okay, all the size stuff, coloring the text, okay, background color, underlining, align left, all these other things are here. And you can see here the merge tags, right? First name, you can just enter it really quickly, all right? So if you ever get crossed up on all this formatting, you've made a mess of your formatting, you can just highlight all of it or whatever sections you want and click this little magic button here. It's like a little eraser, clear formatting, and boom, there you go. It's deleted all of it, and it has made it all the default style. Okay, if you mouse over here and you see this here, default text, that's what it all is now. Okay, so you can see here the link is here, and over here on the email, it's going to be this powder blue. If you don't like that, I'll show you how to change it in a moment. Okay, so all that said, I'm going to actually get rid of all this copy and I'm going to delete it and purposely copy and paste some other copy that might cause some trouble. So I'm going to pull up this other blog here. I've got this thing here. So I'm just going to copy and paste. And maybe this will be what you do because you are writing your emails in some other program, like a word processing program, Microsoft Word, Pages, whatever it is. So I've copied that. I'm going to go back into MailChimp. I'm going to paste it. Now, when you do, it will keep the fonts, right? So maybe you're the type that really likes the source font and they don't have that font in MailChimp. If you want to do that, you're going to have to get into all the other HTML and all that code stuff, which frankly, it's not the point of this screencast. You want to make it simple. So here's what I do. I just use their default font, right? I just highlight all of this. I'm going to clear the magic, click the magic erase button. It's going to strip all the formatting. You can see now it's nice and readable. Now, the pain of this is that you're going to have to go back in and boldface whatever you want and so on and so forth. But for me, it's the price of simplicity, right? So I remember this was bolded, so I'm going to highlight that, click bold. Same with this, and same with this, okay? And so, boom, there you go. I've got a nice, clean looking email. You can see here in the body, it's there. I'm going to hit save and close if I want, okay? Now, let's say you want to do some further editing, just mouse back over and click on that and it will pull it up. So let's say that I'm here and I want to create a link. Let's say I want people to go to my blog here. I'll highlight my name, click this little link button, and I'm going to type in my web address. Okay, there's my blog. And I want to make sure that I click this advanced options tab and click open in a new window. That means when somebody clicks on that link, it's going to open this web address in a new tab on their browser. I don't want them to exit my email. So just click insert, boom, there it is. There's the hyperlink, magic, it's here. They click on it, it'll go to my blog, all set. Okay, so you can save and close that. Now, in the body of the email, if you don't like this particular color, there's all this sort of stuff that you can do here. Okay, so when you're wanting to make certain changes on this series of tabs here, you go to the design tab and you can change this stuff within this design tab. This is considered the body. So under the design tab, I go into body, click, it pulls up, and you can see here there's all these different drop downs for what I want this particular copy to look like. So I don't know if you can see it really clearly, but this is actually not black text. It's a dark gray. So let's say I want to make it black and have it stand out, and I click this text color and I drag it down or click one of these colors down here and it's black, and now you can see it changed here. Now it's darker, okay? And I want to change the font size. I can do that here. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. But you can do all of that stuff here. Maybe you don't like this powder blue. Well, here you go. Body link, text color. I don't like that powder blue. I want the more royal, strong blue. And I don't want it underlined, so I go to text decoration and just click none. Or you can click line through and does this like little strike through thing here going on. Or you want to change the weight. Okay, bold. It makes all my links bold. It's all up to you. Isn't it nice, right? A lot of freedom. Okay, so I'm going to strip all that. I like this simple like this. I'm going to save it. And boom, there you go. It's all set to go. Okay. All right. Now let's get into some of these other boxes here. Let's say that you want to drop an image into your email. Now, I don't always do this unless it's called for. So just click this and it will pull up this little menu, and I'm going to click browse. I don't really know what picture I want to put in there. So I've actually got a picture here on the side. And I'm just going to take this and drag it over. MailChimp makes it super easy to do this. You can see it's uploading this particular picture. Okay, and boom, there we go. And I'm just going to click select. Okay, and boom, there it goes. Now I picked a big image on purpose so this would pull up. Okay, let me just drag my browser out here again so you can see it fully. This image is so big it may obliterate inboxes. Let's fix it. Okay, so MailChimp says images should be around 600 to 800 pics wide. Let's fix it. Click that button. It automatically resizes it to 800. If I want to shrink it, I can. And you can see this lock keeps the aspect ratio, maintains the proportions. If I don't, it gets all warped, okay? So let's just put 600 in. Hit apply. You can see it's shrunk a little bit. And you've got all these photo editing tools at your disposal. So let's say you want to crop it a little bit. Okay, I'll just do that just for the sake of demonstration. You can crop it here and then hit apply, and it'll pull you back out to this toolbox. They've got a couple of effects, right, which are like their version of those Instagram filter type things. Got all these options here, just endless, I guess, right? So I'm going to pick this filter just for the sake of our demonstration. Hit apply. You can even mouse over and see all these other things like text. You can actually write on the thing if you want. Okay, you can't really see it on this picture because it is, you know, dark. Okay, but I'm not going to keep that text. All right, so I'm going to cancel that out. So anyways, I'm done with my picture, and I'm going to click save, and MailChimp will make all the changes for me. Boom, right there. There it is. Now, let's say that I want this picture to lead somewhere. All you do is go over here on the picture and click link, and you do what I just did in the body. Just type in a URL. Make sure advanced options is checked. It's all good. Click insert. If they hit this picture, it will take them to that particular web address. I save and close. I am happy. All right, now let's say that we have this over this sidebar here. If you want to put your blog logo, your brand logo here, that's totally fine. You just do exactly what I did up here with this picture. If you don't, and want to use this for something else, which I do in this particular case, we can just go over here to content. So I'm not clicked on any of these boxes. I know this can get a little confusing, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it will make sense. Nothing is clicked yet, so I'm going to go over to this series of menu options and I'm going to hit content. And now MailChimp is going to allow me to drag and drop whatever box I want here for these particular functions. So let's say that in your email you want it, you want your readers to find an easy way to follow you on your social network. So I'm going to pull in social follow, right? And you can just drag this over and drop it here or drop it here, drop it here. This is the nice thing about MailChimp. In any of these templates, you can just put it wherever you want. So I'm going to put it right here on the top of the sidebar, and boom, there it is. It pushed this one down. And you can see that it is pulling in my Facebook, Twitter, my website, just from my account info. You can change all this if you want. Okay, so there it is. Now let's say that I don't like these, icons. All right, I want to change it a little bit. I just go back to this bar here because I'm moused over this particular box, right? And go to style, and I want to change the text color. You can do that here. I can make it, more dark, just full on black. So there it is, black. I want to change the font size. You can do all these sorts of things here. And then in settings, you can change the way that it's laid out. Maybe you don't like this particular layout. You like this one. Boom, there you go, right? And you don't like these colored icons. You want the black ones. Boom, there you go, right? And so you can play around with all of this stuff the way that you want it. Maybe you don't want it in the center. You want it on the left. There it is, right? Maybe you don't want the text. You just want the icon. There you go, right? So they've got all these handy little options that you can make use of. Okay, so I'm going to save and close, right? And then I'm going to get rid of this box because, again, less is more. So now my email is starting to take shape, right? It's pretty clean. I haven't touched anything in the footer because you just use that the way, or manipulate this the way that you would your text box here. So now my email is looking pretty good. Here's the mistake, though, that a lot of people make. Okay, they think, okay, I'm great to go. But here's the thing: I want to encourage you to take it a step further and clear out some of this other color that doesn't really need to be here. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a slight gray around the box of the email, and I do this on all the emails. I don't know if I mentioned this already because I'm just here in the moments, but when I make these emails for other clients, I make them all whited out and just show primarily the copy in the email and some of these social share buttons and so on and so forth. And my clients jokingly call it the Mike Kim look, right? And so I'm honored, okay, that they would call that the Mike Kim look. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but let's say I want to get rid of all this, okay? So I go back to, I have not clicked anything. It's just the global setting. I'm going to go back to design, and I'm going to strip all this stuff. So I'm going to go to design and then page. And you can see here, the background has this very subtle gray. Okay, I don't want that. I want to clean it up totally. I want to move this thing to the F's here, and boom, there it is. It's all white now, right? And that's very, very nice. It's very clean. It's very open. You can see that there's no borders. It has that wide open space. Okay, but you can also see here on this social share follow box that there's a slight gray box and a border. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go here and click over this, And then I'm going to go to the style tab, and you can see background is not white. It's these other letters. I want all lowercase f, so you just drag this thing around, right? And there it is. There's no color. I don't want a border either, so I just go none, took away the border. Okay, and then you can see that it's all clean now. So save and close. And now look at this. The email is all whited out. It's very clean and very open. That's how I got that look. Now, of course, this would be a pain to do every single time you send out an email. So the nice thing is that they let you save this as a template. Since my default was the right sidebar, I want to save this, and I guess we'll call it the MyChimp. That's a little bit self-aggrandizing, isn't it? I'm just using whatever my clients say I do. Okay, so it's saved, and the next time you type up an email, when you're on the template screen, that option will be there, and it will pull this exact same thing up, and you've just got to change the copy and the picture and so on and so forth. That's a pretty simple way to do it. Okay, so now you want to preview your email. They make it real easy. Just go to this preview and test, enter preview mode, and boom, there it is. This is the way it'll look on someone's email client on their computer. This is the way it'll look on someone's phone. Now, because stats say that now I think the majority of people read email on their phone. That's definitely true for my mailing list. More people read it on their phones than they do it on their computers. So I want to make sure that my stuff, my email, looks good on mobile devices. So I'm going to be very cognizant of how big this copy is, the font size is. I'm going to be very cognizant of how many paragraphs I make. These are not long sentences. These are not long paragraphs either. You can see here. But on a phone, because the screen is so small, the text just keeps pushing down. So let's say that I want to decrease the size of this font here on the mobile. Let's X back out. And remember, I'm not clicked on any of these things. Go to design. Okay, I'm on either content. Okay, go to the design and go to mobile styles, and it's going to pull up this series of menus, right? And so you just scroll down, and what I want is on the body text, I'm going to go for a font size of 16. I usually use 16 or 14. I don't want to go smaller than that because then they're going to have to zoom into the phone anyway. It's going to be hard to read. So let's say I go 16, hit that, click save, and I want to preview it again. And voila, it's a little bit smaller. Okay, let's say that we want to make it even smaller. This is still not small enough for us. I think this is fine. But anyways, let's say you want to go smaller. You just go back into the mobile styles. Okay, and go into the appropriate settings, 16, 14, let's say, and you will see that it is smaller. Okay, it's just getting smaller and smaller here, right? And so this is not dependent on this. This is your mobile styles. And you can see that this is small. It's still readable, okay? And this is, I guess, an iPhone, right? So you X out of that. It's all saved. And now you're almost done. You want to confirm that you're going to send the email. Okay, you can just change any things here that you want to, and you can click send and it will go. I'm not really going to send this to my list because this is actually live. I don't want to do that. But if you want to, you can schedule it to send out at a certain time. Now, you can do this with a free MailChimp account. These other features, send with time warp or let MailChimp optimize send time, these are paid features with MailChimp. You have to have a paid account. I do. So sometimes I utilize this. This is nice, this time warp thing, because if you have people from all over the world that are tuned into your mailing list, you don't want them to necessarily get your emails at like 1 a.m. their time, right? So you can do that with this feature, or let MailChimp figure out, depending on when people open it, so on and so forth, is a good time. Okay, so that's it. You're ready to send. I'm not going to send this one. Okay, let's just go back and look at the way that it's all looking. Okay, preview and test. And in just a matter of minutes, you've set up a template for yourself to have some clean, nice, classy looking emails. It's not intrusive. It's not bombarding your readers. And that's it. Okay, so have fun with this. Get clicking around. Get familiar with it. Worst case scenario, you can do this, and you'll have a very, very effective email layout. Okay, have fun. Play around with MailChimp, and best of luck with your email marketing.